Guys, welcome to another episode of Unfucking Motivated. Listen, they've got a little look in their system. We got Heinrichdt with the glasses on. Now he looks like an FBI agent for real. So look, I'm going to cut to this. I'm going to say this before we say it again. So he goes, I don't like being on camera. I said, that's fine. Put the glasses on. Act like somebody else. And I said, think about it like this. If Stan and Jamel put you in every episode and you some German dude talking with glasses on, who the fuck is this dude? It's going to drive people fucking nuts. And like, because remember, people don't understand, your eyes are your identity, right? Think about movies. Some of the best movies you like, they tell head and shoulders, and you look at someone's eyes, which tell the story. Yeah. So he removed his eyeballs. He's got the shades up. You don't know who he is. They're like, yo, you be making sense. He's a fucking German with glasses. What the fuck? Who is this fucking dude,
But I do have to
man?
say, it's pretty dark in here right now.
He's already opening up. Great trick, Trev. Great trick.
Look, I tell you, you get anybody around me, you like it'll change who they are, boy.
Hey, what they say? We have a Trevor.
hey, you know what? I was in the store the other day. I go, fuck, dude. It really does warm my soul when I see that the Earth has a Goku. you see that shirt, you go, golly, man, I want to be Goku. But at anywho, people, we've got to discuss today a little bit about breeding. Now, again, Heinrich's here. This is a follow-up episode. I appreciate these guys. We had Bike Camp on the last episode. We got Jamel and we got Stan from Heinrichdt K9. Again, normally the co-host here is Jamal, our guy Maul, who's guy sits next to me normally. But beauty about this thing, it's about highlighting everybody we come in contact with. You come into this house, you get on the podcast. We're going to talk about something. Everybody here has dogs. In some sense, we've probably done a litter or bought a litter or looked for a dog at some point. Be it that, Heinrichdt takes breeding very serious, especially with the German Shepherd, who we all know. I think it's pretty heartfelt when you see a German Shepherd get up in about 5-6 age and then fucking hips start breaking down. You see that struggle. You go, godly, he got about 6 more months. They got to put him down because the poor boy ain't going to be able to walk. Yep. So I heard him talk a little bit about his concerns and why, he wants to do it and do it correctly. I know, Jamel, you have a
German Shepherd.
Okay, so Jamel's got a German Shepherd, and Stan has had a
Western Shepherd.
A Western Shepherd. And believe it or not, the first breeding I ever did when I was a kid literally was German Shepherds. I had a dog named Tank and Ringo, and I had to convince my grandparents to give me a dog. And they said, you can't get no pit bull. But they ended up letting me get a German Shepherd, and then there was a dude named Deacon Long at the church who had a female named Sandy. Now, mind you, I'm a kid. I said, yo, Grandpa. I said, Papa, he said he wanted to do a breeding with Ringo. He said, okay. We get over there. They lock up and everything, And this is the ghetto breeding. Like, you talk about backyard days. Them dogs was born outside and they stayed outside. Them Negroes never... knowing what I know now, you go, damn, them niggas all lived. And Tank did too.
No heating lamp.
Bruh, I said, get to. I didn't even know you needed a heating lamp. The way these dogs were surviving, but point is, they was outside in a fenced-in area, like a little, and they all lived. And I got a dog, a jet black one, with some tan marks and I named him Tank, which was Ringo's son. And eventually we had to put Ringo down because his hips. And again, mind you, I'm literally 13, 14 years old, convincing them to let me do a breeding. But that was my first dog ever. That I got to have. It was my dog, and I did a breeding at 13. I probably even younger, realistically. I think my papa died when I was in 8th grade, and I was probably 13 around then. So somewhere before that, I convinced him to let's do a breeding with Deacon Long. Now, everybody go through your story, because Heinrich's going to be the last. You can say you for last because you know the most in terms of hips and what to look for in a German Shepherd. Stan, what were you looking for when you were buying your Australian Shepherd? That's what it is, right? Mm-hmm. This is the first dog that I think Stan really has went out on a limb and let me go and make a choice for me versus, clearly you bought Rocco too, yep. But super uninformed at the time. Now knowing what you know.
No clue when I got Rocco.
Now knowing what you know, you kind of know what to look for and what you even want in terms of being able to live in your house and kind of be a part of your pack. Yep. What are the things you were looking for when you was buying your Australian Shepherd?
So the number one thing is I wanted a pretty dog. I needed a dog that wasn't a blockhead with, cropped ears or anything like that. So I was looking for that as first. And originally, Boot was not the dog that I picked because he wasn't the best looking dog out of that litter. But when we went to Arkansas, Stevie introduced me to Emily, who bred Aussies. So we went out there and I seen all of the dogs running around. and she had her son. I think he was about 7 or 8. And kids are very rough with puppies, which is good for the puppies. But if the puppy doesn't have a lot of confidence, it could hurt the dog's confidence. And he grabbed Boot. He wasn't Boot at the time. He was a little no-name. But he grabbed him and he threw him like in this little kiddie slide thing in water. And Boot just shook it off and walked off and was fine. And I looked at him and was like, okay. And originally I was going to pick this dog over here, but he kept walking away from me. Then the kid ran up the stairs. Boot climbed up the stairs. The other dog had trouble on it. And I'm like, all right, well, I think I want that dog that is so motivated to follow this little kid. And he literally was thrown in a pool of water and he didn't change his demeanor. I had a can of rocks, threw that around, didn't change. And he just was that puppy from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then when I got him, we drove back from Arkansas and he stayed in the backpack, didn't get car sick. Very first time being in a car, never got car sick. He slept, he was chill.
Arkansas is about an 8-hour drive, right? 6.
Yeah, I think it's about 6.
Yeah, 6. I think it's 6.
I think it's like 6. And he was just cool. He just chilled. When I let him out, he'd go pee, didn't go pee in the bag, and like all of these small things. I'm like, okay.
And they big things. There's a dude messaging me right now because his dog got allergies. He finna take it to the pound. I'm telling you, this is true. No, and if he does hear this, look, I ain't say your name, buddy. But the truth is, I'm telling you, I'm the person, because we put out so much content in terms of education. Please, listen, I'd be like this, sir, please. It'd be grown man. Hi, my name is so-and-so. Please help me. And I, for one, I appreciate all the respect, to say the least. But at the same time, you go, you got a dog and you didn't know what you were really getting.
Yeah.
So you saying the little things, bro, they go a long way.
This is true. Like you said, you're supposed to make hundreds on tests. You're supposed to.
Hey, that's
to
what I was
score.
taught.
You're supposed to win these basketball games. Like, so those are normal behaviors. But he checked off every box on that. And then even when I got him, like, he just wanted to work. He just had that desire. And I wanted a working dog because I'm a very active person. I need a dog that will go catch Frisbees, we can run 2-3 miles with. But I also need a dog who can chill. And that's one reason why I will never get a Malinois. If you see me with a Malinois, all of y'all have permission to slap the shit out of me. But no, because they don't ever chill. And that's one thing that I did with Boots a lot is, he would be on that placemat where we're doing stuff. My kids love him. He's a soft dog, which it made me be a different kind of trainer because it's not like, boy, you better do this, because Boots shuts down. So it made me a better trainer. And I just needed a dog who could do everything from being cute and fluffy to go bite somebody if I need
Protecting the house.
And these dogs have been bred to go herd 500-pound cows.
At least.
They get kicked in the air.
At least 500.
At least. They get kicked in the air and they're supposed to go back and keep going. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, the German Shepherd was a dog that herded before. And it was just, good at man work. So they started doing a lot with that. So these herding dogs, the Aussies, the Border Collies and stuff like that, they can do the work. It's just a different route that you take to get there because they are a little more sensitive on certain things. But that doesn't mean they're not tough.
There you go. Now, mind you, that's all. That was him assessing one dog. And Stan, go ahead and tell him how many fucking dogs you have at Giles.
Oh, I got 9 dogs. I got 9 personal dogs.
So he got 9 personal dogs, not including the one he works. And Boots, after 9 dogs, or 8, the 9th one is the first one that probably made the most sense in getting and purchasing.
Well, Boot was number 7.
Okay, that's right. That's
Went
right.
through a few of them.
Yeah, we went through a couple of dogs.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forgot Rolette had to get sent home.
Yeah, I had a couple of dogs that just didn't. They were supposed to be working dogs, and they just didn't work.
Literally. Literally. Now, and again, people, we can't, as breeders, I'm a breeder, Stan's not a breeder. We can't promise anything. What I can tell you is I'm trying my best to give you the best options possible.
Yeah.
And if you do these things, you'll get a good dog. But that being said, I also choose where each dog goes. Mm-hmm. So I always literally think about this. And this is kind of, it's funny, I think, because people in the bully space, it's all about design, right? So people message me after giving me money and be like, so which one am I getting? I'm like, well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yep.
and I'll tell you which one that might fit your lifestyle because I really want a lilac and tan. I didn't breed for lilac and tan. I bred so that the dogs could be active, could breathe, could walk at least 2 miles, if not more, because we put them all on the trail. I bred for health, and health to me is not care after the fact. It's making sure that we're managing that from start to finish, and that's before even inception, right?
But even as a breeder, would you say like somebody say they want a certain color, like that color don't really exist? The reason you see that color,
You know,
is
it's the worst. It's when these people who are on our waiting list and they're like, "Man, I'm really looking for something that look like Eagle." I'm like, "Bro, come on, cuz." That's not even probable. The probability of us doing that again, I mean, we got it kind of with Junior, but that wasn't even the goal.
Yeah.
That was literally not my goal. I was like, it might be some Merles, it might not be. It might be some diluted blacks in here. Who gives a shit? I need good dogs. So to answer your question, yes and no. Yes and no. But for me, it's always a hard no on color because I'm not like, oh, I got to put these two tried dogs together. I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't like a tried dog. Yeah. I'd be lying if I'd said that. I'd be lying if I didn't say I like a black dog. There's brindles that I've liked at times. Doesn't mean I'm a breed for the color. I'm breeding for character. And character me, it's just like I tell you, I mean, Stan knows. I said, I could scale character all day long. You might not have all the skills in the world or the abilities, but if you're a fucking good person and you have the skill and are willing to learn and do some work, I could scale that all day.
Yeah.
But it's just like with Hero wasn't the dog that I wanted out of that litter.
Yeah.
He's not the best looking dog out of the litter.
No, that black was tough.
Little black, and now he got the.
He's still looking good.
He look real good, but you
Nigga
take
with
him
all
out,
the muscles can't do shit.
Yeah, try to do
Display
something.
only,
He just has
nigga.
no desire to work. Hero just wants to go and go and go and do. And when people always say, "I want a dog for color," and I'm like, that's the last thing you should look for. You should look
It
for the
depends,
dog.
because you need those customers. Believe it or not, when you are breeding, you still need, you know, at the end of the day, you haven't had 11 dogs at once.
No, I don't want to.
That's my point. So, you know, we've had litters. Yeah, we've had those litters where, you know, we got 11 puppies in the crib and they got to go. Like, they got to go. At some point, we get to that mark, you got to get out of here.
But that's the thing. There's a dog for every single person. But
my
if
point.
you want an athletic dog, don't go for necessarily color.
No.
Go for what the dog has potential of
A guy
doing
named
for
Ray
you.
right now has a lilac and tan boy from us in that last breeding, and he's seen me and him walking in the woods. He's like, yo, he's killing, bro. He's the only dog. He's like this. I got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and the one who ain't even a year old, the only one that can be off leash. Because I breed for intelligence. Yeah. Well, something that a lot of people don't breed either. Like in the bully space, you got a dumbass dog that drives me nuts. But I like an intelligent dog, and Zara's kids are the smartest kids from coming from what we do. They're very subtle. They're sweet. They're kind. They're aggressive. They're highly motivated. You can do anything you want with them. Eagle stay in the bed all day and chill and come right out and terrorize you. You know, if we go in the backyard. But even when they do things, you know, they put their head on you. Maya bucking and kicking like a donkey. Have you didn't bust your lip, you didn't bit your lip, didn't knock the tooth out, all because she wants some love. Zara is so subtle. I mean, God, she's good. And all of her kids have shown that to be true. Jamil, you went after 5 years of getting bit. You heard the last episode. You finally go and you get a dog.
Yeah, and,
and what was you looking for and how'd you make that
so it's
choice?
funny because we just talk about color, but I always said if I want a dog, I want an all black one.
That's fair.
And Creed was the only black shepherd in his litter.
Oh, shit.
So the dude was like, yeah, I got a black one. I'll give it to you. And I was like, all right. So I got it. But like podcast is to be raw. So Creed is the only one that lived out his liver.
Yeah, twin.
shit.
Yeah, twin. Talk your shit.
Oh,
So,
shit.
and like I seen the whole litter when they was alive, but Creed is the only living one to this day.
What happened to the rest?
It wasn't taken care of the right way.
Oh, shit.
So
That happens, people. Dude, that happens, man. I mean, Ruben's called me frustrated at times because someone gave some Frenchies an overload of penicillin. And they freaked out because of some issue when realistically it would have just healed itself and solved the problem. And then they didn't read the back of the thing. And the jar they was using was for cows. So they didn't even know how to do the arithmetic to break down if they were going to use penicillin to give it to the. He says, Trevor, I'm so mad. He said, we got to talk about this. Because as a breeder, you know, oh, well, I ain't taking them to the vet. It's like, man, what you had the dogs for? Yeah. You're not a vet. You got a problem. You need to go there. Creed's the only living dog. How many pups were total?
I think it was about 5 or 6.
So that is a decent litter, people. That's a good litter size.
If you was to give, if you had puppies, like what age would you give them away at?
Nothing leaves my house until I give it his first, at least his first, if not second shot.
So I got Creed at 6 weeks.
No, nobody. It's people like, oh, I'll come out. Like, don't work that way, buddy.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
And
8 weeks for me.
8 weeks is nobody. No dog leaves my house before 8 weeks. And the only way it would leave is if it was going to somebody like Jamarcus or Stan that knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then still, like they don't be in no rush. But 8 weeks, and even people like, oh man, why I could fly up there? I said, no, I don't want the I want to make sure we do some things correctly, and I'm not
Yeah.
done developing it. And I ain't in no rush. We take our time, you know. I do 2-3 breedings a year tops, and I hate doing those, but it's only we're gonna move forward, right?
Yeah.
But like, hey, when's your next breeding? Next year, man. We got females that are 2 and 3 years old that
Yeah.
are of age. I'm like, no, next year. We'll see you next year. So, but what was you looking for? I mean, outside of the black color, I know you wanted to do some protection and some.
Yeah, I just wanted a working dog. So at 6 weeks, the first day I got him, I had him chasing stuff around and just doing stuff. So I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew exactly what to do at this time when I had him. So I think at probably like 3 or 4 months, like me and Stan already had him on a sleeve, just like biting hard, just doing everything.
But I mean, even before that, like he would be in the kennels, like we were doing scenarios with smoke and gunshots and everything, and he's just in there just watching.
And then sometimes he'll be asleep on his back. There'll be a loud noise going. He just be in there knocked out.
Oh, that's what you call desensitization at its finest, people. Most people are scared of a lot of stuff. I think people fail to realize, I got a timid dog. I said, bro, if somebody starts shooting right now, you duck. I said, so stop playing like you just been in the worst scenarios of life. You just ain't scared of nothing. If somebody started letting the AR off, you would duck a 40 cal, anything. You go, oh my God, what is going on? Yeah. It's just not that. It's don't act like your dog's supposed to be that tough. So it's always good, in my opinion. Of course, when you hear a dog that young, not being overstimulated, not being under, so he's just like, oh, I'm good, bud.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, guys.
And that's the thing people don't do. They don't ever show their dogs how to actually be dogs. A lot of people are like, my dog at 6 months should protect me. Would you expect your 5-year-old kid to protect you, or your 3-year-old son to do something in a real
There's
situation?
a reason why they have gun ranges for a reason. You need to go and learn how to shoot that thing.
Yeah.
Period. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point in having a gun if you don't know how to load it
And-
or
and-
clean it.
And even if you go to the gun range, you're shooting paper. The paper's not moving or shooting back at you. So
That part too.
We went hunting, right? And I could hit a steel target from 200 yards away with my AR-22, and we was missing these rabbits.
If rabbits get to goosing no
They
more.
start moving and bouncing, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Your heart rate starts going up, and I mean, and then you never know really what you're gonna do in a real situation until that situation happens. And it's the same
Mike
thing with your
Tyson
dog.
said it though. He said everybody got a plan to get hit in the mouth.
Yeah, and I had a guy who was like, "Oh, my bully will naturally protect," and I'm like, "Nah, bro, probably not." Like
That's when
probably
if it
not
was a
gonna do
movie
nothing.
scene, that's when you put a gun right to under his jaw and his neck. You say, now why is he not doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a gun on him.
The dog didn't do nothing.
I'm very confused here.
Yeah, the dog didn't do nothing at all.
I've got a pistol right in your jawline. Say a motherfucker where I'm gonna blow your head off. Your dog's not budging, buddy.
And
So you mean the breeder lied to you?
Hey, say.
But Heinrichdt was literally just talking about that the other day. He was like, I like how I don't have to give my dog any agitation, and I can give her a command and she's gonna go bite. Because if somebody's really robbing you, they're not gonna be like, "Hey, I'm robbing you." They're gonna be like, "Hey, give me everything you got," and pull that strap on you. And you got to be able to be like, dog, go from, oh, I'm liking everybody, to, oh, this person right in front of me, I need to bite them. And you need to be able to say one word, and you need to get to safety while your dog does what they need to do.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at robberies, gas stations, whatever, they're quiet. Most time people are in the store and they
They
don't
are
even know
silent.
the store is gonna get robbed. So I mean,
That's
no,
funny.
yeah. So
It's funny when
my,
you think about
my
it.
dogs don't need agitation, so I tell the decoy normally, hey, don't worry about agitation, my dog. I
Oh,
just
you
want
be
him to
like-
point and bite.
He like this. Don't say nothing. I'm gonna whisper and this nigga gonna kill you.
But just like we did the other day with
Passive
Eagle and
bite,
Passive
yeah.
Bite.
Passive bite.
Same concept. That's literally what we were training in, just Eagle's term.
Yeah.
It's easy for a dog to bite if you threaten it.
Oh, of
Or
course.
if a dog knows how to bite, but yeah, it's
you-
those
you're-
passive bites.
You
it's
got the
those-
elevated dog then. He's got the dog that'll kill you.
I mean,
Well, if it has to, I hope so. Yeah.
he got dog gonna do what he gonna do when he gonna need to do what he gonna do.
Now, Heinrichdt, you've been breeding German Shepherds for how long?
I haven't been in the breeding business for super long.
Yeah.
I would say for about 3 years.
So-
But I've been in the. So I spent a lot of time around very experienced breeders.
Yeah.
I helped them train, develop those puppies, until I felt comfortable enough to have enough knowledge that I have my own litters. Since I see too many litters or too many German Shepherd breeders out there who just, I'm sorry to say, but they just breed trashy dogs.
Hey.
And they're, it's all about looks and quick money. and cheap.
Oh, man.
So you can buy a German Shepherd at the Walmart grocery store probably for like $150 to $300, right? So,
Yeah.
but
What is the price of a German Shepherd that's quality?
Oh, for my German Shepherd, I can just tell you for my German Shepherd, and I believe my German Shepherds are worth about $5,000
Oh, wow.
for a puppy. Which is, if you go to different breeds, which is not even much if you go to other breeds. But for a German Shepherd, that's a lot of money for a puppy. So
It's a good amount.
Yes, yes,
That's that bully money right there.
Yes,
And that bully money started. That pup started 5,000, boy.
and I go
And
up.
$5,000 dog.
Yes, sir.
What's one of the things that you look for? I guess we'll take us back to the first two dogs you got, why you chose them, and what maybe people should be considering when looking for a German Shepherd pup.
So the first thing I look at any German Shepherds is the health. I want to know my dog is healthy, not just the hips, the elbows. I want. Oh wait, I gotta put my glasses on.
Put the shades on.
I told him.
Hey.
I need one of those. There you go.
I'm doing a video for him. I told him. I
I'll
said,
take the
look,
Bud Light too. If you mix it, it goes quick.
I told him. He said, I don't like being on camera. I said, look, put the shades on. Nobody know who you are, man. Be yourself.
I'm gonna call an Uber, I guess. But so yes, the health is very, very important to me.
Yeah.
It's hips, elbows, and then we go to further to the DNA testings. If I personally have a dog, a female, a male, I had a few stud males that I gave to other people or agreed to have bred with. If I have a dog that is not 100% healthy, I will not breed it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to breed shepherds with any kind of health issues. Once I know my dog is healthy, then I look for temperament. I look for temperament, confidence, all that kind of stuff. I do never look at how does my shepherd look like. For some reason, my shepherds always look good. Not saying why.
Hey, look, a shepherd supposed to look like a shepherd. So what is it supposed to look like? Supposed to look like a shepherd, regardless. Who it is, that's a whole different situation.
But here it is, I breed working dogs. I
Yeah.
need my dogs to work. If I breed for showline, I know a lot of showline breeders. They're good people, but they breed purely for the looks. And I have a few friends who bought dogs from those breeders, and those dogs turned out to have a lot of health issues.
I can imagine.
Because they are successful in the show world, but the show, they don't care about the health of those dogs. A German Shepherd is supposed to have a pretty straight back, if you look at it. If you look where the dog comes from, none of those wolves had a slow back.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, all
I
true.
mean, my Shepherds, they have a straight back or kind of straight back. So they're not sloped. And if you look at the showline dogs, you don't see a straight back in the showline.
Yeah, I've seen some shepherds that look like they shouldn't be in a ring.
Exactly.
And I do mean that the AKC stuff. Like sometimes you turn the TV on and say, man, that's a German Shepherd. And the bird look like he already hurting. Bless his heart.
Yeah, they can't even walk properly. I mean, you see 'em.
So then what would be some of your best advice for people that are trying to find a German Shepherd? Is it better to go with the people who focus on working?
For my experience, I believe people who raise working dogs take more care about the health of the dog.
Yeah.
If
I
my
agree.
dog is not healthy, he's not going to be able to work. If my dog has bad hips, bad elbows, he's not going to be able to jump that 6-foot wall. Because if he lands, he's probably going to be down and need surgery or whatever it is. So I do know, I mean, I'm not saying there are no breeders in the showline world that care about health. I'm not saying that, but yeah, I would personally have a dog in the working line. On the other hand, some of those dogs are not suitable for a pet home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to interject, is it depends what the people want to do with their dog. If they want to have a working dog, definitely go to somebody who has a working dog, because people brought show dogs out and they're like, they said this dog can do bite work. It's a show dog. They lied to you. Yeah. They literally lied to you, because they literally bred the drive out of show dogs, because they didn't want them to have any issues. They didn't want them to have any motivation to actually be a dog.
Yeah, they don't want them jokers to be hot in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's what you want to do with your dog. And we always ask people when they come out, hey, what is your ultimate goal for that? And they'll be like, well, I just want a good pet. I'm like, cool. This is the level that you need to train to. Oh, I want to go to a PSA dog. Okay, well, you need this kind of dog, and this is the bare minimum of the work that you're gonna have to do. And they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, cool.
They'll say
You don't want
like,
that.
"Oh, I want a Rocco or a Creed." It's like, well, I don't think I can't. If I was to get rid of Creed today, I can't give him to like a regular person. They'll probably take him to a shelter. I have to.
My
give
friend
him to
Rich calls people like that civilians. He's like, yo, nigga, they good for like a civilian dog, like person, like.
and Creed is not good for no civilian person.
No, I mean he's a working dog. He needs to work. I mean, and a correction for a working dog is a lot different than a correction for a pet dog. I mean, and it's to the point where like there's sometimes Jamil corrects Creed, and it's like you look at it, it's like, man, that was pretty intense, and the dog doesn't show
But he don't
any
care.
like he
He
doesn't
don't
care about nothing. He's like, oh, okay, I fucked up. I'm still gonna try to fuck up again. Like.
But that keeps you guys motivated too to keep working.
Oh, bro, it's a lot of fun. So like the other day, I was like, well, he loves coming back to Jamil so much. I was like, let's try a call off on him. And Jamil sent him. He called him back. He said, hey, fuck it, I want to go bite. Boom. So it's like, okay, cool. Now we actually have to train something for Creed. Because Creed's done everything we wanted him to do so easily. Like us having to work on the call off where we actually have to go through steps.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been cool. And I think it's helped Jamil a lot because it's slowed down. Because if stuff happens so easily for people, I don't think they appreciate it as much as they should. Like, I don't appreciate Rocco as much as I should because he just did everything so easily. And I know now how much work I actually put into it, but it was to the point where every time I showed Rocco something different, he did it. I helped him once and then he was done. So like a dog like Boot, where I actually have to like step by step
Build him up.
It's showing me that Rocco really was that dude. Like he was what they say, I'm him. He was really him. And even on Top Dog, 3 years in training, you heard the commentary. This dog is gonna have the biggest disadvantage because he's the smallest. He's not bred to do this, and he doesn't. He went out and did every fucking thing because he was just that dog. I showed he messed up once. He went after the cameraman. It was a big backpack camera with lights, and he came out the darkness. And Rocco was like, "Bro, I got you." I told him no. He's like, "Oh, what you want me to do?" And then we just went through the rest of the course, and it was great.
Yeah, it was a good showing. Now, Heinrichdt, if you had to get a different breed, you already have a Jack Russell. I learned that. What
love
other
my Jack
dog?
Russell.
What other dog would you get? And Mill, you answer this too.
I have to be honest. Since I'm working with Stan, I might one day try one of those bullies.
He's like, it's working. It's getting
Maybe one day.
caught on. He's like,
Hey, if you
I'm
gonna
on
get one, get a fit bully. I might know a guy to get you up on that waiting list.
I said I was very narrow-minded before I met you. I have to be honest, because I only had experience with German Shepherds and Manowars. You taught me different, so you showed me different, and so I might one day I might reach out.
Well, you know, people like him though. I just put him in your home, bro. It's one of the easiest things. Same thing with Stan. It's like, you know, I can't keep them all. And for me, when we expand our community of people that we trust, my thing is I have to get more breeds to scale the big idea. The bullies dog is gonna be dear to my heart because I'm a pit bull guy. Had pits growing up. Or once I got out the house, I got some pits. But people like you like it. Just you get like my first pick. So it's like, hey, I'm keeping a boy out of this. He should be able to do this, and I chose him. Plus, I'm gonna work with him for the first, the whole 8 weeks. Here you go, and it solves the problem for me because we house a lot of dogs. But you say, look, that's our boy. I just need to study him once or twice, and you can use him as you see fit as well. Go be great, and that's kind of what we do now. I mean, I paid $7,000 for a dog, Baloo, and put it in Hunter's hand and said, study him all you want. And I don't need none of the money because I'm going to change the world. So we looking at these pennies to dollars, but a dog in someone's hands like yours, it like, there you go. Because you're going to have more time. I'm telling you, Jamarcus does a good job of keeping the dogs active and walking them. I am pulled in every direction.
But I think it's different because you're like, oh, I know what he's going to do with this dog.
Oh, for sure. No, and mind you, same thing with Stan. Like even, Mare's got the small mouth. Hera's got a small mouth. These dogs have limits, so you keep adding value, but foundation, she's a good dog.
Yeah.
So if we talked about focusing on the females and the character, I'm like, I need that. I had a little crazy with Ego, but Ego's still more chill. He more chill. He ain't got no prey drive. And so that's the one trick. The one trick that people don't understand is the general prey drive. You bring anything, he see that lizard, it's a wrap. That lizard got about 2 seconds, or a rabbit or something. I eventually, when I get the cat, Ego could be in there with a cat. Once he's like, oh, this is my friend, he'd be fine. General, yeah, I'd be like, I'm worried. I was worried when he got with the fridge. I said, this nigga gonna think these is rats. And so I was like, every time he got too close to the bar, I was like, But when you remove, now he has drive, but the prey drive. Ego sees an animal, he doesn't get motivated. He's motivated by the toys, maybe some treats, and hanging out with me. But if you can remove the prey drive, Cha-Cha's a little prey driven. You gotta watch her; she'll chew some shit up. And you eat. I think even Jamarcus thought Gia was.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't as prey driven as he presumed, because we put the rats right in front of her face, and she looked at him and walked off. But these little breeding things are the things that you focus on. You say, "Why am I still using Ego?" Because okay, good dog like Amir who's not prey driven.
Yeah.
An Ego who's not prey driven, but they got drive. Now we get to direct it, right? So what do? You get a dog that can do anything, that's got some decent muscle, so it's going to be a beautiful dog, some good structure, and can move. Walk 1 or 2 miles. Yeah. So what would be the next dog you get if you had to get a different breed?
Well, I'm actually looking for my next breed now is to see what I want to get. So it's like, I would do a bully breed. Like, I'm not sure, like, pit or a bully, like an XL bully or, like, just, like, a standard bully. But probably something in the bully breed, because I want more of a challenge. Like, Creed was so easy. Like, this all stuff, I want more of a challenge to see, like, okay.
Well, I'll tell you this. We've got a couple things coming up, and I got to be honest and say I'm not sure if it's going to be – I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep them. Okay. But when we do the breedings, even Jamarcus, he's getting – it's like this. If he keep one dog out of one of his breedings, he ain't going to be able to keep the second dog. Yeah. And the second dog with a dog like Nala is going to go to a dog named AP. And I personally – when I went to Denver, I went to go shoot AP, and that boy's 140 pounds solid. And so you take him to a dog like Nala, and they both about the same height. You get a pretty driven dog. Yeah. She, and shout out to my homegirl Harmony. She throw the ball. He's really motivated. In our hands, in all states' hands. That dog become a even a more different dog. But tying it with Nala, who got some springs on her and stuff, it'll just add more depth and structure, to say the least. And even still, I mean, even the next breeding, he might not be that motivated to keep one of the dogs out of Nala and Ego's litter.
Yeah.
He technically already got it. He got an Ego son already. Technically, there's a challenge.
He gonna replace him. A good pet home.
They get it. Some people get attached to dogs. I ain't gonna say I don't, but I don't. When it's time for them to go, carry on.
I think people get attached to their first dog. So like, Creed is my first dog.
Yeah, he ain't never going nowhere.
I've been offering a lot of money for him already. So like. And I turned it down, so I'm like, nah, I
can't. I mean, at the same time, like, if somebody else got Creed, I don't think he'd be as good a dog for him.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Don't worry, I'm not taking him. He ain't like me.
So it's funny that he brings it up. So the first time Heinrichdt worked Creed, he asked, he was like, so what does he do? And I'm like, oh, man, he targets well. He's very clean. Like, he's an easy dog to work, right? Heinrichdt was the first white dude that Creed ever worked on. And Creed started to be a dirty little asshole.
We're not talking about a little.
He was so dirty. I'm like, okay.
Like, it's to the point where, like, Heinrichdt was holding the camera one day, and I stood Creed on a stand, and he went right to Heinrichdt.
It was last year. I had the Santa suit on, and I had the suit on, so the dog can't necessarily see the equipment. And Heinrichdt standing closer, he went right at him, but his history of working dogs, he understood. I don't panic. I'm gonna trust my decoy to get this dog's attention, because if he moved, Creed was gonna nail him. He stood there, and we got it on video. He's probably about as far as Heinrichdt is from me, and I'm like, and he was like, oh, he's not doing nothing. Okay, let me go over
that
here.
happened today with Jalen's dog. Jamarcus was recording, and the dog went. He was going straight for Jamarcus, and I just cracked the whip. And the dog just came to me.
I think that's the only concern at times when you dealing with a dog that's trained civil. Like that nigga trained to chew.
Yeah.
Whoever around it might get chewed.
But that's why it's important to have really good decoys that are always paying attention, because you have to make sure everybody around you is safe. Like, yes, what we do is a lot of fun. Yes, we're going to hang out. Yes, we're going to do all of this extra stuff. But ultimately, if you are in that decoy suit or you have a suit on, even a sleeve, you need to make sure everybody around you is safe in those situations. And there's even been situations where it was, 2 years ago at Space Coast, there was a dog loose running around, and me just being, decoy. I'm running out. I'm like, shit, I ain't got nothing. I'll let you get your ass up there. But it's a different type of person who is a real decoy, and it's a real dog man, because you want to make sure that the people that are around you are always safe. Like, even if I didn't have any equipment on, like, I will step in front of somebody, because it's just me, and
He's Steve Rogers. You take the bomb to blow up.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
What would be
sometimes.
some of you guys' advice then, since you guys all own dogs? What's the best dog and worst dog story you guys got? Tell them.
Meaning there?
You
That's,
only got one dog, so it's
so what? I mean, you
No,
gotta.
I had a dog. Me being scared. I had a pit bull growing up.
oh shit.
And like I lived in Philadelphia, and we had basements, so I would keep this dog in the basement in the cage. And one day I had all my friends come over, and none of my friends were scared of dogs.
This is getting worse and
So
worse
they was
by the
like,
second.
oh, we'll let him out the cage. And my friend had this big puffy jacket on. As soon as he let the dog out, the dog went right to his arm with the jacket on and bit him. And he looked at me. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't never take this dog. I don't never take this dog out the cage.
He's like, hey, this nigga been on lockdown 24/7 Pelican Bay his whole life. Why'd you let him out?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this nigga does in a regular house.
Yeah.
That's a good story though. Your homeboy getting chewed up. You like, man, get your dog.
Like, I don't know what to
Man,
do.
I don't know that dog.
I'm not touching it.
I'm not trying to get bit either. Like, my bad, bro.
Well, I think when I say best and worst story, that's a good story.
Yeah.
But best and worst story is like, be it a dog you own currently, based on some hype you was sold, or to a degree maybe a dog that you worked with that was like, yo, this is a shitty fucking dog. Yeah, it brought back some memories.
Plus,
I
I
see.
don't wanna, like, say
Ain't like
names.
this. I don't
Right.
want to tell no names, but
no names will be disclosed in this conversation. I think actually one of the best stories that I could probably tell is with Rocco. Jamel and I were in New York. We actually got on the wrong bus the first time we went, and I had Rocco sitting between my legs, and he was just fine. We're on a public bus in New York, and if you ever been to New York, it's crowded, and he was perfectly fine. We went to restaurants, taxis, XYZ. But then we were walking. It was probably about maybe 11 o'clock. We had just left a bar with him, and this homeless man walked by us, and Rocco had not gone off on anybody the whole time we were there. And we were sitting there walking. I don't know what this homeless man did behind us, but Rocco did a little 180 twist and started barking at him. And both and I just looked back at him. We was like, hey, whatever you did, dude, just don't.
yeah, stop it right now.
And that was one of those situations that I'm like, my dog actually has my back, because
We didn't know he was back there. Like,
Yeah.
we
walked
saw
by
Rocco.
him and it was
Yeah.
fine. And
But he started following us.
We might have had a couple of beers, at least one or two when we left there. So we're not really paying attention like we should. But that's the good thing about having a dog. They're always going to be having your back, and especially if you've shown them that, hey, I like it when you have my back.
Yeah.
They will always have your back.
What about you, boss? Good and bad story.
Bad story. It's probably the dog that I had who was handler aggressive, who went for me about, I think, 3 times. Multiple scars on body, multiple bites.
Stitches.
19 stitches in my hand. From
And
one
this was
bite.
your personal dog?
That was my personal dog.
Oh
yes,
shit!
sir.
What causes that?
I didn't get him as a puppy, I guess. And wherever I bought him from, somebody probably lied to me about a lot of things. So I do ask my questions before I buy a dog.
Now you know. You're like, hey.
Now I know. So breeders or people who sell dogs are not always honest.
You don't say, huh?
And
that
he wasn't
dog-
no small dog either.
He was not a
no,
small
he-
dog.
He's a
He was
monster.
he was a big and strong dog, and he decided I should not take his ball. That's what it was all about. So I ended up in a 1.5 minute drag out fight with my dog with my fist in his mouth, and ended up in the emergency room and weeks and weeks of treatment, and
Dang, man. And that was
but it gets you further. You learn. And
Yeah.
this dog, I'm kind of grateful because he taught me a lot of things. I'm also grateful I didn't get more injuries than I had.
Yeah.
I still have all my feeling in my hand, but he taught me a lot about character and science of a dog. People like to talk about it, but there are only so many people who really experience it.
So what is one thing you would have did differently in that situation?
In that situation, I believe I saw the signs and I knew I shouldn't have taken that ball. But
When you were in hindsight, right?
you know how the humans are. We're like, I'm going to take that ball anyways from you because you do what I tell you to do. I should have put my safety probably first in that very moment instead of trying to control the dog and fight for that ball.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we have to remember they are animals.
Hey, I tell people all the time, bro, don't forget that's still a dog, man. Foo, ha, ha, kiki. Still a fucking dog, man.
And if you don't really develop a relationship with that dog will put himself before you.
Always and forever. Well, people, again, we talked a little bit about breeding. We got a breeder over here who breeds German Shepherds. Everybody at some point is interested or if not intrigued by new breeds. I would encourage you, kind of like Jamil said as well in the last episode. He was working on getting over his fears, which has now created a space for him to exist and thrive and be a part of something. And I think that's important for humans as well, being a part of things that are positive, to say the least. And I don't mean it was always positive, but it was some work to be done. Even more importantly, everybody's here has got a story about getting had bad, including me. I've been bamboozled and hoodwinked, and I repeat, never again. And that's kind of what makes you get into certain things. You say, I'm going to have to get in here and actually do right by these fucking. I'm going to just do right. If I do that and tell the truth, how could I ever lose? Even when I did the video, like, hey, we might put Bam Bam down. He's not a dog I trust long term. And I don't think he's the best dog. He's definitely not getting bred with us. So we got to move on.
Exactly.
And I couldn't believe you. I'm like, y'all don't understand dogs. Y'all humanizing it. That's still
Some people won't understand. Like I know I trust you with dogs. So it's like when you get to a point where like we got to put him down.
It's
the real reason for it.
Oh, it's a very real reason, and maybe one day I'll tell you why. But on that note, people, as always, stay motivated. This is the Unmotivated Podcast. We appreciate you guys for listening. Download, subscribe, like, share with some people. We'll be bringing them back on at times, especially if they've got some time, and covering more topics in the dog space. Take care.